Namaste, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Gupta series. Oh, man, I just can't wait to finish this series soon. Not saying I'm getting bored with it, it's just, man, it's been a lot of work for me. Doing this series, doing the two EU4 series that are still ongoing, and, as well as you got this Crusader Kings 3 update that's coming up later this year, which no doubt I'll be there for it. Hence the reason why I want to conclude this series sooner than later. And a couple of other commitments that I do on a weekly basis, even if it's not in video recordings, but something else entirely. It's just, let's just say that I have incredible work ethic, and if you people watch all my videos for a living, no matter if it's this, EU4, or some other game that I do for a living, even in the most obscure ones, I really thank you or appreciate, because I follow the philosophy of there's got to be something for everyone. I got to do video or, this kind of audience, while I, do this one here for that kind of audience, whether if it's from here or if you're from India, which I thank you for that. Because, have a worldwide audience, and it's been a interesting time. That's all I gotta say. So, it's been 200 years since the beginning of episode 1. Well, I mean, not, real life, but in gameplay years. Yeah, we originally started off, here in Tirabukti, minus Kutsinagara, to this. Very impressive effort for 200 years. And I highly doubt that we'll reach the goal of let's form India just before the year 1000. I'm sure there's people who've done Indian playthroughs before where they formed India before the year 1000, when they start on 769 and so on and so forth. But that's only in the HIP Dark Ages mods that I use that goes along with it, by the way. But now, let's get back down to some business. So yeah, in 5 years we will fight against the Aditya Vansha kingdom, which is the kingdom of Lanka down there. Just to pick a bit by bit. Now grip the holy war for Bakar. So we actually got a lot of peacetime ahead. So I would say this video series of the Guptas may end just before the 40th episode or so on. But that's just me being a pessimist of how long it's really going to take versus, what you ideally think. But anyways, Rajkumar Padma Singh, he's currently in the Great Academy. And also has sent Hari Singh to the Great Academy also. What, Bhairav Singh turned 16? I will send to the Academy as well, even though he's got a bit of a lisp. Which, who knows where he got it from. Probably him. My father. My Pala father. So the Imperial Decay currently is 5%. But I'm about to decrease that right now. So I will spend a great deal of karma and prestige for it. It'll be worth it. So now it's 2. Very little difference. And hopefully if I can get some justice here, as I'm just, maybe it'll help lower the Imperial Decay. You never know. It says random events caused by good or poor ruler or regent. Wonder what they mean by that. Is that skills or certain traits? That one I could never figure out, because this is only the second series. Actually, no. This is the first series where it involved Imperial Decay. That 5-episode mini-series with Razia Sultan, or the Delhi Sultanate series, did not have any Imperial Decay under her watch. And by the way, and this is for you Indian audiences only, since probably the rest of the world probably don't get it, but as I mentioned, Razia Sultan, I will start watching the Razia Sultan series full time. Because I finally found a way to, watch an entire series. I mean, of course it'll have English subtitles. You think I would have known a lot of Hindi by now? No, I'm very slow to learn on that language. Just only memorize a few words only because of repetitiveness that I've seen in other works. And as far as my knowledge on Indian language is concerned, Hindi is like at the top for obvious reasons due to exposure. The second is Tamil, and third Telugu, because I also watch South Indian films as well. So, anyways, let's get back down to business. Business in the trade league, that is. They tell me to send a caravan. Well, let's prepare this said caravan. Which I don't remember if I already prepared one, but I don't give a care. Just pay up some mercenaries and get ready to go far. Anything of interest there? Mounted ruins converted to inn with shrine. Oh yeah, they had that. Spices. I already got spices. Benevolent forest spirit. Trade route. Linen hide. Okay, you go that way. Off to Serbia with you. Oh, I did. Son of a beeswax. I prepared 2 caravans. Well, it doesn't hurt to send 2, because you may never know if one disappears. What about one of these travel areas? Book incense shipment. Not a member of the trade league, but I assume it's one of their mayors is in general stall. Yep. That mayor of theirs is a member of the trade league, hence the reason why it's there. We don't have books or incense, but I'd like to have them. 50% chance of not buying each or buying each. What? Who cares? Send. So we don't have to worry about them anytime soon. Sent one to Serbia and the other to Sapmi. And all we gotta wait is a peace treaty and to expire. And a few other things. And gotta start pleasing some people too. Because there are those who have issues with me because I held too many duchies. Angry over from... Oh yeah, I had too many duchies. Yeah, you're right. Hold Kashi. Tirubukti. Gajara Mandala. Oh, okay. Gajara Mandala. That's a bit problematic. Because I kinda usurped that. Even though I would be giving this lands away, but I don't want to because one of which has got a flax field. That's where I get the linen from. Now, what the hell am I going to do with that duchy? Honestly, I'd rather destroy it. But it's not Gavelkind. Blast it. Oh well. Trained fighter is Bharat Singh. Claim on Malwa. You got 1,000 versus... Oh yeah, we're gonna get Malwa. Finally. Malwa is coming to the Gupta Empire. The leader of the migrants approached me one day and offered his help by sharing some knowledge they have of our sages. They expected improvement in the relations between our peoples and wants nothing more for it. I find more advanced knowledge based on the offer. Picked up on military. Like to have it for cultural tech, but that's just to have imperial administration. Yes, I hold too many duchies. Let me make it up to you. What are you, Maharaja? Gondwana. Oh, yes. Well, you are the Chancellor. No, that's Kushla. Oh, I'm sorry. The headdress is similar. crown is similar, I should say. Let me turn that off. My messengers told me a traveler who recently arrived in Sripata, a traveler, a Han scholar by the name of Lu Digi, is apparently requesting an audience. He claims to be a renowned teacher willing to impart his knowledge to one of my children. Well, bring him to court. May never know Bhairav Singh could be the one. Because, you know, as a Buddhist, I could designate an heir. Bring him to court. The traveling teacher smiles for me and says, I humbly greet the brave Rudranarayan of the Gupta Empire. Name is Lu Digi. And I come with an offer for a modest sum. I would be willing to impart one of my many skills to my son, Bhairav Singh. For I am a scholar of both Confucian classics and surgery. After all, you're a Buddhist. You know, with him, with that lisp, and that's gonna hurt him diplomatically. So, basics of surgery and poetry sounds, useful. Again, that's just for starters. So they're gonna give me money, and you are the leader of the prosperity faction. Excellent. Thank you very much. That makes it up for spending nearly all that money for the education of my boy here. Raja Kalyani. Known murderer. Oh yeah, put him in the dungeon. He needs to atone for his sins. Becomes a vassal. Oh, my steward. But he's my steward, so... Why want to forget to claim? Just impressive my vague promises. What the hell's happening there? Religious unrest from holy wars. Holy wars. Holy wars. Holy wars. Extra guards on duty. But it's a peaceful but volatile province. Oh, they just stack up one another. Again, it's been a while since I recorded these because I spent the majority of my time the past few weeks recording EU4 videos for Croatia and the Delhi Sultanate series, which that one's going to undergo a change, the Delhi series, which you'll have to tune in this Tuesday to know that. Oh boy, there goes the silk money. You're not a powerful vassal, so... As I said before, come on. Get Malwa. Bring him to the Empire. So I don't have to fight against them. He died. Poor health at 39. He wasn't malnourished. Dwarfism may have anything to do with it. I wouldn't want to let me cry, let's drink in his honor. Why, Brahma? How could you be so cruel when you take Gautama from me? I could find no relief, no escape from the all-consuming soul. No matter how many bottles I empty, all I could see before me is his pale, lifeless face. I'll never find another friend like you. Ah, crap, I'm a drunkard. That hurts the stewardship of it. But let me tell you, when this ambition of see the realm prosper is finished, I am going to have that ambition, which thankfully as a Buddhist, I could stop drinking. Word stood against word. The farmer gets the courtier's damage calls to the farmer's house by a cow owned by the courtier. That's who you're asking. Imperial bureaucrat. The farmer should be compensated, because I am fair and just. Not having my decision. She should just pay for the reparations. Because you're cruel, but I'm just. You should be taking care of that. A merchant has managed to find out that the coins I minted are counterfeit. I'm being called a cheapskate, since they do not contain the precious metals they're supposed to consist of. People might taunt my face on those coins now. After all, I am greedy. Which is a must-have trait for anyone who works in the trade league. Thieves Guild eradicated. Rudranarayan was traveling through town to exchange knowledge with the physicians in the area. He is knowledgeable about medical treatments, particularly surgery, and has invited several of us to go see a demonstration of his surgical skills when he operates on a lesser known one. It'll be a rather squeamish affair. Should I attend? Hey, perhaps I can even assist with his procedure of my skills, since I'm high learning. Yeah, I got a pretty good degree. Don't mind me, I'm a bit drunk when I do these sort of things. Nope, didn't learn nothing. There should be a separate event where you kind of botch that sort of thing. For reasons. You finally see things my way, I guess. Let's get the court faction support from you. That's because they all support me. Including that Indo-Greek. That's who I'm trying to push a claim for. And she's fat, she's chitty. Nothing that would hurt her health. Just keep raising your money because you may want to spend it for the God blasted. Where do you come from? Dispossessed cold ones. That is a demon worship society under that paganism. This is not a good year for those local resources. But I'll be the guild master soon. Ignorance conquered. Yes, sirree. Finished it despite the fact that you are bedridden, who walks naked, but is a genius. Aren't you the court guru, or am I thinking of the other Vasudeva? Oh no, that court guru passed away long ago. See, I don't remember. You got one. Now get rid of the drunkard and then you'll be a lot better. Just don't declare any wars until you finish that ambition, and then you will go for that ambition to tell it to stop drinking. Otherwise I may get a little more drunkard related events. Regarding my smuggling operation, I was informed that a stolen cargo is worth a fortune. is waiting to be transferred abroad to be sold to a third party as soon as possible. Unfortunately, my spies take care of other matters. So I'm the one that can lead the whole mission. There are rumors of foreign operation to catch us. Oh dear. I mean, I am brave, yes. Yes, I am brave. And greedy. So this is definitely helps. And the intrigue is kinda okay. But I am just, so that kinda knocks it down a bit. But martial skill will be important to the personal security. Oh, no problem. As well as my stewardship for business acumen. In worst case, my combat rating will also be tested. Oh, don't worry. I'm the drunken master. I only became drunk because of the death of a good friend. But hey. Wait. Go. Take care of them. You're in dire need of assets and have a lot of coins at disposal. No, not interested. I need to keep my assets to become the guild master. When I met the peasant leaders in Saravata Mandala, I was able to hear their complaints and to form opinion on their requests. Then I used my best judgment to concede on their just appeals. I never allowed my position of power to blur my thought, except when I'm drunk. But I was also adamant with my decisions against void complaints. In the end, everyone was blessed with my sense of justice. Thus, things tend to improve. But not all can be pleased. That's under your watch. You take care of that. Well, actually, he's in the middle of a war, so we have to do all the work then. Want my wife in action. And a few others, too. After the stolen goods were delivered and we made a way to the spot where we could be paid in full, we were ambushed by a large band of professional soldiers. With my plans wrecked, but at least breaking even in the deal, I needed to fight for my life. I'm ready. I ready my faithful morning star and attack. I could die. But there's a very good chance that you're not going to get hurt. Have you learned anything? As you are shrewd and brawny? You picked up that philosophy. That's good to know. And you're of a martial education. How about you? You learned anything yet? You're a cheerful one. And as for you, you're just too young to rule. In case if I die. No, nothing happened. Nothing happened to me. Everything's fine. I don't really need alliances. Oh, there you are. Oh my god. It's the largest host I've ever seen. Oh, go take care of that. Now these raiders are looked to India for riches. Yeah, I've settled down while we must get to work. Get these damn raiders out of there. Just want her to be a, you know, be a renowned commander, as I am a legendary commander. Legendary, alright. No, damn it, this way. Jeez. Always happens. That's in Simaramapura. Nope, it's restless now. Oh. Okay, here we go. But you know what? Just in case, because the master skills of each of these commanders could be the difference maker. Yeah, you're with me. And where are those damn caravans? Finally seeing my son again after many years at the academy. Oh, it appears their studies have concentrated on law. He will make a fine diplomat for the realm. Welcome back, Hari Singh. So, Hari Singh, Doctor of Law, and follower of the Charaka philosophy. Well, there's still a bunch of potential for you yet. Even though you aren't as skilled, but with the Doctor of Law, it'll help you in the long run. Otherwise, it's still going to be him because, you know, a High Marshal means a stronger empire to take on, you know, the biggest of enemies. Not to mention, I would make him a commander when he returns. Center flank just got crumbled. Who is that man? Adventurer, raider, legendary commander, which obviously he means he raided and fought a lot of battles. Hon. Signal of reason. Ah, it has something to do with Manichaeism, I see. And he's quick-minded, inspiring leader. Damn! We're getting mauled here. Hell, I'm getting mauled. Okay, we need help. All the locals nearby Mugget, let's come here. Even the also-rans can come. Every little bit helps. Yeah, that should be it. If we can't beat back those raiders, well then we're gonna get desperate. Yeah, more coming in, but it's not really good right now. And bring everybody over here. Did I complete that mission twice, or am I crazy? Oh, wait a minute. Hides. Don't need the linen. Not good. We're trying to stabilize the situation, but okay, we got him, I've been spending countless hours sketching up plans for different building projects when I suddenly realized how I could display my extraordinary architectural skills. I will build a grand tower that will dwarf everything else in the landscape. This will be glorious. We'll begin with the necessary preparation for the construction. Oh, and take care of that damned peasant revolt as well. All together. Our tower construction will need a mason to work the stone for both beauty and strength. The question is, whom should I hire for this delicate work? As I'm a greedy bastard, any boy off the street will do fine. So a man named Vasumitra comes to court. The guildmaster now. All over the realm, word has spread that my prestigious building project, while some may be skeptical, most of my vassals are openly impressed with the skill of the plant tower. The doubters will be proven wrong. If I want to forge a golden bloodline, you gotta have all of these. Master trader. You made 48 out of 100 trades. Created center trade of the capital. Guarded and decorated warehouse housing my documents. And master trader means you gotta make more trades of any kind. Which I'll do it shortly. Oh no, they got him. Now I just became ambitious all of a sudden. Can't give it a drunkard, but if one's gotta go, it would have to be chased. Vasumitra has been working tirelessly on the planning of carving us stones for the tower. He now approaches me with dark circles under his eyes and petitions me for extra funds, claiming his father is sick and his family needs aid. Very well, but make sure you carry on with your work. Before the construction of the building this large can begin, we need to make sure we have enough quality high stone. My steward suggests importing this stone from a reliable trade partner, while it would be beneficial to the region to have access to a nearby quarry. A stone quarry in Mugget sounds like a very good idea. But don't worry, I have a plan. We'll build that quarry, but meanwhile, let's send these shipments. But first, they say decorate your warehouse. Put incense in it. The warehouse is decorated with incense. That is +1 intrigue. Now, just barely enough. Turn around. During the construction of my grand tower in Mugget, a couple of workers were killed by a falling granite block as the ropes holding it snapped. People are now demanding stricter security measures, as well as compensation to the families that lost their husbands and fathers in a tragic accident. I will compensate the families for their losses. Hang on. That'll do. And that counts as trades, you know? Oh yeah, clearly a bad person. And yet he's the domain overseer of the area, but not anymore, he ain't. Speaking of domain overseer, a drunk but diligent. He's a good option. I don't want to look at the other ones. Hurry up and get Mawa. Oh, they got it. Piece of advice, Rudranarayan, free of charge. I see you've yet to find an apprentice. While they are clumsy and will probably cause their fair share of mistakes, will probably help you find more trade opportunities and strengthen the trade league in the long term. Let it come naturally. Oh, hell. Okay, that actually did not make them come to the Empire as I originally had hoped. All I can say is, damn it. Although that may say the old Pratihara is back, but you got no air. Even though it's gonna be going back to this way. You can claim the whole Anupa, but of course that character's gotta be landed. And that's the reason why we couldn't get it. Because she was not landed. I see. Excuse me. You know, that's the one where I could push that claim for Anupa, but that would be, it's only an actuality. Who the hell is this gonna help? Want the whole thing. There's only one grown man there. Two grown men, actually. Okay, but wait until the ambition is complete. After 5 years rule of the, without going to war against anybody, we'll have this solved in no time for the control of, Mawa. Unless somebody else that surrounds it subjugates it, and I'm okay with that. Now I could press these claims for up there. Still restless, or you're thinking of some other place? No longer restless now. Focus it on here. Hang on. Phew! Oh, excuse me. Bless you. Ugh, whatever. Just a little sniffles. I'm not sick. It's just... it happens sometimes. Where's that other caravan? And is the tower finished yet? Because remember, we're still building that great tower here in Mugad. But we just haven't heard much from it. Also, what is my son doing? Is he's still a student? Or what my 7-year-old self once said, student. An old childhood memory just came back to me just now. Sorry I couldn't offer you a more lavish welcome. Is there anyone I can count in this court to have been lucky for an apprentice to lessen my workload? I'm surrounded by oafs. There was this woman, Azuma, that approached me the other day about work. Perhaps it'll do. So, because of that, the good trade means you gain 100, and since you completed that apprentice, it gives you another 200. This is why I do these. Instead of just naming the apprentice yourself, just wait a while, and then you get 300 instead of just 200. Elder's blessings. Also, is that you need 500 assets and a lot of gold. Now it's an average smuggler operation here. Now to store the Trade League documents, so I'll properly store the various paperwork of the Great Trade League in my warehouse. So there. Where's the documents? Here it is. This warehouse contains the important documents related to the Great Trade League, such as +1 stewardship. Against the will of the ever-conservative religious authorities, the great Maharaja Dibya Singha, my marshal, is planning vast changes on the way my troop movements are staged and determined. Better equipment will be assigned to them, a logistics system will be implemented if these plans come to fruition. I could expect a significant increase of military tech in my domains. We need this new approach. So we'll have military reforms. For how long exactly? Permanent. As characters, marshals reform the military technology of the domains. Now it's time to collect the benefits of such a vision. Spread rate and faster movement speed, which is just what this army needs. One of my older servants told me an interesting advice pertaining to oral hygiene that you heard from some learned men. Apparently it seems that one should clean not only one's teeth but one's tongue as well. After all, disgusting things accumulate on the tongue as well. So why should we not give it as much focus as we do our teeth? So very small chance that my health permanently increases, which is basically add a few more months to your life. The great tower that I began building so long ago has finally been finished. A tower this tall can be seen from a long way away, and people are equally amazed and frightened by the power I have displayed by accomplishing such a grand feat of construction. During the years of work, I've spent my time perfecting my knowledge in the many key aspects of the science of construction, knowledge that will last centuries. The tower is also sure to be hold back many thousands of enemy soldiers. Hey, I may be a drunk, but I got a vision for bigger and better things, even though I'm no longer ambitious. I am truly a professional builder now, so this makes me an architect. Loves buildings, architecture, machinery, particularly anything related to siege warfare. Siege speed increases, a bit of martial, some stewardship. Also reduction of cost and time for great works, which we've yet to have one, but if I had my druthers, I will get it. So if I was to build one here now, I mean, religious temples, I mean, everybody changes their religion, so it's not necessary. I could see a magnificent garden, held historically, back in ancient and classical India days, Patliputra said that it had a lot of magnificent gardens in this city, so I could see this happening, but obviously need a lot of money. And where can I get such money? Well, you're gonna have to go to the market and sell things, since you've got so many trade goods. Oh, Hall of the Nun. While on my way back home from the town market, I spot something unusual in a distant field. In the cover of darkness, at first glance it appears to be a woman dancing naked under the moonlight amidst the wheat stalks. As my cart approaches her, the woman takes notice of me and covers herself. Her apparel is what I expect from a religious devotee. There is no glint of shame in her eyes, and she has a distinguished aura that would not be found in a common whore. I greet her. The woman greets me with a cheerful voice and presents herself as Holo, a traveler from a distant land. She's apparently done with her duties in the area and tells me that she would like to follow me next time around I go to the market. I greet her normally. A Buddhist, and oh look, which, by the way, I've had this event several times in past playthroughs that relates to the Great Trade League. That culture thing, it's just randomly generated, and Buddha and faith is basically is generated because you are of that. So she is a nun, as the nickname says, celibate, quick, cynical, gluttonous, and proud. After all, I was going to sell something, but that didn't happen. Okay, you know what? Since you got so many shipments, send it all. Basically my way of saying giving it all away, because I'm really anxious to build that wonder. And some of that leftover money, you could get it. Anyway, we're just... Remember that other caravan that's supposed to come here still? It hasn't come back yet, has it? Either that or... No, you sent them both on the same day. There. That's enough. Now let's get building that magnificent garden. Done in 6 years' time. Since I'm an architect, so why the hell not? Let's start building things. And plus, I chose this because based on the experience I've had in the past playthroughs, of all the great works in the game, the Magnificent Garden is my personal favorite because the features, especially the Fountain of Youth, because of what that does is, you know, you have to be a mystic for that. It appears that the world of trade is much bigger than I anticipated. Discovered new ways of making a profit that I wouldn't imagine before. My journey to become a renowned trader still has a long way to go. So now I'm a journeyman trader. You're still here? Engage in a theological debate. Just make it a Buddhist. 73 out of 100. And we need to send our trade to the capital. That's another thing required. I could get Master Trader when we get up to 100 trades and whatnot. So it's entirely possible that I might forge a golden bloodline before I pass. So I have no intentions of retiring to become a monk like some of the past rulers of the Gupta dynasty, since we once remarked that we are a very pious dynasty. Not really on my part. I'm just business first. Second, everything else. Because we need something to pass the time before, you know, we go back to wars. One day, it'll happen. I did say you're supposed to go to the market and sell something. And plus, to get the center of trade, you're gonna need some of that leftover money. My sister Vina has offered to travel to the Yan Empire on a mission to bring glory to the Gupta Empire. Please, my lord, she says, let a humble service tribute relations to the Emperor of the Yan Empire. Yeah, you got nothing better to do. Go with my blessing. Where the hell was I? I was wondering why my courtiers were giving me strange looks today. One of my servants pointed out that I had a large, noticeable chunk of food wedged between my front teeth. No wonder. It must have looked ridiculous. Time to get my tooth fixed, so had an awkward encounter in public for about a year. That knocks it down a little. Slightly embarrassing. So you need 500 assets. So, you better start saving up on that. You got it. Every little bit helps. Because we want the factions to support me. As long as everybody supports, everybody's happy. Friendly, neutral, opposed, neutral. Oh, so you weren't convinced. Well, I'll just say, oh, let him go free at once. He hasn't done anything wrong yet. He's the one teaching my children, you know. Word of an epidemic. We received news of a horrible epidemic in Jokan, part of the Western Protectorate. At first, the rumors were thought to be exaggerated, but ever since the disorderly arrival of inconsolable refugees at our gates, it's been difficult to ignore what is happening. They tell various symptoms, and couriers from the airport seeing large bubbles, people vomiting blood before dying, while others have their extremities turned black, rotting off their bodies. Terror is spreading as rapidly as the disease, and so far there has been no mention of a cure, only mass graves. Is this the will of Brahma? Plague only gets the weak. Oh dear. You know what that means for those who watched my past series? Because it's been 200 years, and it's that time. I've heard a man who lives in Jaunpur and is blessed with supernatural abilities, such as being able to survive any injury, even decapitation. Rumor has that he's acquired his abilities after accidentally encountering of other worldly spirits, particularly a young immortal woman who is now his servant. They now travel the land fighting demons and such supernatural threats. These pagan tales are an affront to our faith. Odd way for a Buddhist to say that. Otherwise, the Hindus would be calling us atheists. Gee, you're a damn good fighter. I might consider designating you the heir if you keep up like that. Oh yeah, definitely. But you got good enough learning skill for you to be sent to the academy as well. Yep. All three Singh brothers. I could see them all being commanders. Even though you're just Imperial Courtier, you're a courtier because you ain't doing much. just save it up to 500, and then you will have the center of trade where you get even more trade goods for free, and all the other, good stuff. Finally, several years, my son returns to my academy. He studied the medical arts and is now ready to start healing the sick. May such wisdom aid us, and I hope you get over your depression. So you left with the Aramean philosophy. You're very good, but for now you're still the heir. Unless Bharat Singh can outshine you in more ways than one. Halt! Now I have some not as good commanders here. You're the commander now. You're more in the intrigue, so you could be the Imperial Courtier. While Padma Singh, he will be of the Imperial Guard. He'll pick up that trait in a moment or so. So basically his service begins now. I mean, after all, I gave you the bow. There's something different about Rajkumari Veena. As we discuss her travels to the Indian Empire, she speaks passionately about the entertainment found in the streets of one particular Chinese town. There would be jugglers, marionettes, acrobats, as well as shadow plays and mysterious storytellers. Oh my lord, you must let me go back. If this is what you want, even though that plague is coming from over there, so... When we are born, we cry that we come to this great stage of fools. Where does that quote come from? What? Eyes off we go. To be child of Chancellor. What happened to you? Political defeat, serious lack of harmony. Oh yeah, you're my new Chancellor. No hard feelings. Give Padma Singh the organizer. Yes. Definitely do that for him. Brave Bharat Singh. What the hell? There's been reports of some demoness, a succubus active in parts of the Sarasvata Mandala. According to the number of men, and even a few women, this hauntingly beautiful creature attacks them at night by paralyzing them before fornicating with them in the most pleasurable yet sinful ways imaginable. The fact that most victims describe the demon as similar suggests this may not be a mere bout of hysteria. It's just a case of many common sleep terrors happening coincidentally. What the hell of a way of thinking it? And send a caravan? You got it. Just give them funds. Lots of funds. Hummus producing region. And it's permanent. Books, spices, gems, silver, gold. Oh yeah, we got a real winner here. Tayezd. And damn it, don't spend your assets. You're supposed to save it up for center of trade. You got the money, but just be patient. Speaking of patient, in 3 years' time, fight another war against Lanka. Lately it's become apparent that my spouse is trying to manipulate me and assume control over more and more matters about management of my realm. While everything might just be a wrong impression, she seems to be in league with one of the councils, Mirva Sumitra of Padrorun, and the pair can hinder my own capabilities in running my domains. And after all, she is my lover, who still suffers from chest pains. I could ask them to curb my spouse's ambition, which, of course, let me see. The probability of my spouse pursuing depends on my trait. Not paranoid. Of my spouse, her intrigue skill is low, as she does not have that education, and she's a rare breed of having a martial education. She is not deceitful. She is paranoid, but not ambitious. She's not content, nor trusting, not even honest. Factors influence the outcome include the counselor's traits. Let me look at you. You're not honest, nor you are craven, nor content, nor patient, nor temperate. You are kind. But you ain't envious, but you are lustful. Okay, that's half and half. And you ain't ambitious, arbitrary, no intrigue, education. His opinion of me, some of my spouse's trait, whether she's in fact manipulating, also have an effect. I think she's less manipulative, is more paranoid, so yeah, I'll ask. Don't want to confront her directly. Coordination in Hastinapura. Yes, sir. That is the capital of the Kuru kingdom, way back when, in the days of the Mahabharata. Courtesans and whores of Jaunpur are gaining fame throughout the world for their beauty and skills in lovemaking. This doesn't particularly reflect well on the morals and reputation on the local inhabitants, much less on himself, but at least it's providing a bit of an economic boost more, as travelers are coming from afar seeking to partake in the pleasures to be offered. For plugging years. Look, I don't have it, but of course, me as a drunken Buddhist who is chased outside disgusting perverts and whores, thinking only of worldly pleasure. Prude, you know? Plus, I already got a woman in my life. Maharaj ki jai. Ayushma Pava. Enthusiastic acceptance. After I approached Mirva Sumitra, asking for his help covering my spouse's ambition, he was quick to accept my request. It served me well because Vajanavati, my spouse, was indeed scheming against me, and her chances of her plot being successful were dramatically lowered. I need to thank him for that. So there's a 18% chance that she is indeed a manipulative spouse, which she isn't. She's just paranoid. In fact, not only Hastinapur, the capital there, but also the, the capital Delhi, which is Indraprastha. So yeah, you got the just like in the olden days with the Kauruva and the Pandya. So. The delegation of my subjects arrived. Large-scale forest clearing works being done around the provinces. Recent illness among the elephants means the peasants don't have enough animals to be able to finish the town before the rainy season. They ask to lend them to speed up work. Lend me the elephants. Yes, I'll send them. About so, are we practically good? As in a relationship between us? Well, not quite. Pratihara subjugation. Hey! Stop that! They're trying to subjugate. Well, they're trying to subjugate them so that way we can get them in our kingdom and our empire. Every little bit helps, you know. Stop that. Thank you. Now please let them subjugate the Pratihara so Mawa will be able to join the Gupta Empire. Yeah. Is there anyone else that I should sway? Anybody that's got a problem with me? Or any of those faction leaders for that matter. Guess it'll be you. Telangana, Maharashtra. You'll be the master of all elephants, as you want to be on the council, but look at you. You ain't good. But I'll send my chancellor on your way to improve relations with them. Oh, finally. Stewardship up. Now it's time to stop drinking. As a devoted Buddhist, I'm trying to learn to abandon his harmful drinking habits. Drinking is hazardous to your health. Smoking causes cancer. Smoking kills. Oh, son of a beeswax. While traveling over to the restless lands of Simranpur, the party of one of my courtiers was attacked and mercilessly slaughtered. The sole survivor of the massacre arrived today with the palace with the grim news. The Dhammapati just died. He's from Gujarat. This is what happens when you have restless, rebellious, and volatile provinces. It increases the chance of your courtiers or vassals or anyone, including yourself, that may get killed. That's what makes this series so challenging. I'll be there because I ain't got nothing better to do. Oh, center of trade. Make my capital the major center of trade. It will generate free goods and shipments. Bingo. As a guild master, I have a lot of connections and influence in the trade league. With perpetual taxes and tariffs, I managed to attract traders away from the favored markets into my territory. To retain them, I will need to support the market personally with occasional gifts. Profit awaits. Patliputra is now center of trade, adding more local tax modifier and the trade value since this is a Silk Road trade post here. 30% done with this. And boy, if I was a mystic, I would definitely have found a view. But the first thing I would have to build is secluded groves. Because private conversation, increased fertility and all that. I'm too busy because I'm in another coordination. Sorry, don't take it personally. Ah, hang on. I'm receiving some invoices and I noticed that I'm standing a few inches behind where I should ideally stand. If I wanted to follow proper court etiquette and protocol, I'd take a small step forward to prevent a faux pas. That was a close one. What do you mean? You are the Samrat, and you are at the coronation of one of your lesser Maharajas. Who needs proper court etiquette? I'm the Samrat here. If I was Chakravarti, I could stand wherever Calm down. This is why I need to stop drinking. It's poisoning your mind. It's demon drink, some people say. And plus, you're not at that age yet where you'll be old and cynic. Where you'll be like, you know, back in my day, I could stand wherever I damn well please. That is my old man impression that I do on Oregon Trail videos. I can't do an old man Indian accent, otherwise that would be too stereotypical for some. Or Bengali accent for that matter, because I don't hear enough Bengali language for me to, yeah. And honestly, I haven't seen a single film or television show that is in Bengali language, whether if it's from West Bengal or in Bangladesh. You sure you could do better? Yeah, you're my new spy master now. Hope she doesn't come back to bite me or gut me like a... or gut me with a rusty fishing knife. Speaking of which, how goes your war? Why do you say speaking of which after you just mentioned about, you know, gutting you with a fish with a rusty... whatever. The plague approaches. Mobs of new people are arriving in Guzda. Most of the newly arrived are commoners fleeing the plague that has reached Armil or just beyond the borders of our realm. Some have lost their whole families, some are trying to protect theirs, and few are travelers or merchants that have an easier time moving. All of them seem to have witnessed indescribable horrors. Hardly any will talk about it at all. The ones that do talk warn others of the coming plague and urge them to stay inside or pack their things and flee. Well, let the plague come. Yipe! Well, it has not touched the Indian subcontinent yet. In fact, historically, the Black Plague never really affected much of India, for whatever reason. I mean, as much as I know about Indian history, anything between the, let's say, the tripartite struggle through the Mughal Empire, I know little of. I barely even study the history of the Delhi Sultanate, except for Razia Sultana, due to the relevant subject, where I did a 5-episode mini-series, and my interest that I plan on start watching that series full-time, which is, you know, called Razia Sultan, who is played by Pankuri Avasti, founding of an empire. Arif Umari, a heathen Sunni, has declared himself the so-called Badshah of Hispania. Even though he makes a mockery of the very title itself, his power is undeniable. All Easterns would do well to be cautious to avoid underestimating this new rival. This does not bode well. So he's done it. Why is it pinpointing me to Constantinople? Oh, he's leading troops in Constantinople. Because the Byzantine Empire is fighting a holy war for Majorca. Oh, you are attacking them. You want those islands. So he has united all of Hispania, as he is crowned. So now he's the Badshah. Yeah, this does not bode well for that part of the world, I say. Books on balance. How old is my son? It's been a while since I took a good look at him. Well, he's about to turn 14. Everything is prospering. Hope you don't become dull. Do I really need that? You hold it. Yeah, let's go to the market because I still intentions to sell a few things. Just a second. Oh, that piece of news. While walking around the market, I see some religious man preaches to a group of people. One of them waves his hand at me to join him. Oh, just Also, apparently you are up so absent-minded and tall. That's charitable. Well, with you being a cynic, I'll just ignore them. And she is pleased. A man rushes to me, talking to sign, insisting that I've sold this. I don't understand, but he wants to miss his rambling. I did say I want to sell something, so it's a deal. It counts as a trade, because if you want to get it up a bit further, you need to get up to there. Or alternatively, just, you know, send the goods locally to all of these things. Like that. Valtilian Mugagiri. Lycarpus. Of course. What the heck else? I had something else in my mind and I kinda lost it. Yeah, you better get rid of that. Well, actually, I shouldn't have done that. I should have contested rebels, but you get the idea. We need to look at these plots again, since the Empire is so big, but the real question is, are any of them against me or my sons? It's too early to have sibling rivalry. Oh wait, that's the different Bharat Singh. Nobody wants to embezzle me? Kidnap me? Murder me? Anything? You don't... Oh my goodness. Oh, wait a minute. Different Padma Singh. Oh, never mind. That was my son, Padma Singh. Or you should say Padma Singh, son of Rudranarayan. Know your damn names. There's a faint knock on the door, followed by a small figure peeking in the room. I remember him well. It's one of the craftsmen I found a couple of years ago. Shamefully tells me that the price didn't go exactly as planned, and their workshop is now bankrupt with nothing to show for it. That was a bad investment. Due to bandits, wars, or epidemics, which in fact, that's all the above in this world as of this age. My center of trade is facing harsh times. The voices of several merchants have reached my ears, and a donation of gold coins seems to be the best investment. Why the hell not? Give them the money. Only have one friend. I have traveled far and wide, spending a lot of time dealing and negotiating. I know most of the tricks in the ledgers and could easily sell books to the illiterate peasantry. It's all worth it. I am now the master trader. So yeah, practically this episode has been largely about business. So you made it up to 75. So you have to get up to 75 plus trades in order to become trade master. All you need to now is make a couple of more trades. And get the assets up. And have a lot of money. I can make a few more trades by contacting affiliate artisans. It counts. Yeah, why not create a random weapon? Because I got too many weapons. Think. Oh, that's actually the only thing I could do? Okay, then I won't request anything then. Should just go to the market again and sell something. Or just prepare the next caravan and we'll get some goods somewhere from some other part of the world. How about to Brittany? Is there anything? Weapons and armor. Spices, alcohol. Gold. You are the winner. A cardinal. Prince Archbishop. part of Lombardia. Sure. One of my minor officials has accused his superior of refusing to promote or reward him. Upon investigation, I find this minor official to be extremely talented and capable. However, when I discussed this with his superior, the senior official says that this minor official came from an inferior, lesser background. His mother was once a whore, so he needs to know his place. Well, did it come from Jawanpur? That's another thing I'm curious of knowing, because, you know, Jawanpur is where you know, not only it's the home of the famous herbs and herbalists, but also the good whores there. And the legend of the demon-slayer immortal servant girl. What is going on over there? And yet, it's a serene province. If he's underappreciated, have him work directly for me. Because, you know, I'm a pretty good guy. Plus, it helps with the stewardship for 3 years. Ranasura. Does caste have anything to do with it? But honestly, no, because he's a Buddhist where we're not bound by caste. But that man's a genius. A talented official of humble origins. Rumors say that this man's mother was a common whore. Whatever the truth may be, it is undeniable that he had very humble origins. Yet, despite this, he made a name for himself as a talented and capable official. So, general opinion is lowered, despite the fact that he's allegedly a kshatriya, but in Buddhism, that doesn't matter. He's a talented man. Yes. Yes, he is. He could be a marshal, he could be a steward, he could be the, Yavarya, which, yes, he can, and he can be a loyalist. In fact, that's what this country needs, a loyalist, so... Listen, old man, when you pass on, I got a replacement. I'll find a spot for you one day. Just stick around, you'll be an Imperial Courtier, you'll pick up a bit of skill or something. Oh hell, here we go again. Yeah, don't worry about the too many duchies, those lands will be partitioned. To whoever I choose as heir, and the other two will be getting older. The trade routes to the east have become less traveled, as reports of the plague spreading in the Persian expanse has increased in frequency. Entire villages are gone from the world of the living, disregarding the wealth and good harvesting area was enjoying. The reality is stark as death continues to spread and despair paves its road. When will it end? Oh, finally. They've come. Just buy one. Ah, damn it, I want the gold ingots, because there's something good with that. Gold, silver, jewelry. Epidemic influence. War influence. Oh, yes, because there's this ongoing plague, so it actually helps a little. You keep the silver. Give me the gems. Just for one day. Send in the ivory. And the lumber, of course. Get back to work. Okay. Take care. Give gems and gold so they can make boxes of jewelry. There you go. The Shatterer. Ooh. The Shatterer. The Shatterer. Shatterer. Man, I got so much lumber. It feels like we've cut down forests, and I brought the forests full of lumber into my treasury. That's what it feels like, anyhow. Where the hell is the Shatterer? There it is. A large mace with spikes mounted on its head, named the Shatterer, for it will shatter your enemies, both mind and body. It's a level 3 quality for a mace weapon. Quite honestly, you shouldn't have that weapon. In fact, you should have the Shatterer. Because you're brave. So there's your alternate weapon. Go get it. You become envious. Yeah. He could be good for something. Once you are fully grown, I'll send you to the Imperial Academy. News have arrived about the migrants of Samrat. It seems they're in the process of being assimilated by the culture and religion of the province. Thus the size of the group is getting smaller. In other words, they're all gone. They're now fully assimilated. Finally. So they don't cause trouble anymore. Be diligent, please. Or be greedy. But you'll understand as a Buddhist. I thought I already sent the one caravan to you, but... Doesn't hurt to send one more, but... Just wait. Let me go sell. While I'm making some small purchases, all our barges in the discussion can try to haggle over the price of some of the items. Well, let her try. Please. Yeah, I'm here to sell. Damn. Hope we still have these, but the jewelers bring boxes full of rings, bracelets, necklaces, and other jewelry made of golden items. There, you got 2 boxes of jewelry. Yeah, that's gonna be a flaw. Which I hope you'll be better educated in the Imperial Academy when that time comes. And you become chaste. Just like me. Well, good. As long as no woman can touch you, it'll be fine. Of course they would. Oh, finally. Get to fight the Lanka for the first time in a long time. We'll just use our retinue only. Just get to the nearest coast. And it will ship them over here. Really happy to announce that the trade deal went really well. I was able to make more profits than that I expected, and it's all thanks to your teachings. You keep the money, I'll show you to invest it better. Honestly, you're slightly better, but just wait. The Hindustani populace in Varanasi resent me as a ruler and I feel that I'm a foreigner. Yet I depend on these self-same people to collect my taxes and man my army. This will simply not do. I think it's time to bring some boys from back home to help out over there. Sounds like a job for real men. So Varanasi has become Bengali and Buddhist. No, give him a chance, please. Tonight the night sky is clear, and I can see every single star shining in the sky like jewels on fine black dress. I wonder what can be found in heaven's creation. What magic! I have a rare moment of peace in myself as I admire the night sky. Amazing. While walking around the market, Ola interrupts my thoughts. She says, after all this negotiation, we must be thirsty and should send one of my retainers to fetch something to drink. Well, I'm still a drunk, so let's ask for alcohol. While looking at the various shops, Glover calls a man out to me. Claims to have the greatest offer to me. 2 stacks of so close to the price of 1. I call in bull for that. Caught the fraud. Let me see. Enemy threatened to report him. He offers me 4 heavily discounted sets of military equipment in exchange for my pardon. Don't have to pay the 1,000 coins right away. He offers me on credit. No, I'm still gonna report you. Should invite him to the banquet if you can. Okay. How many? So you need 40 ships. There's only 52. So just ship them over here. Because we don't want to march all the way there. Huh? It is unfortunate what happened to these good men and women sent to the caravan. But these are risks of trade. The great trader will compensate me for losses. But do not let it such a small failure scare you from doing further business. Bad trade. That means the caravan didn't make it. So that's what they mean by bad trade. So I've been refunded. So it's been quite some time since I last heard about the caravan, said about a year ago. Should have returned by now. Can only guess it was either attacked or pillaged. Or Black Death. Everybody got him. Nobody's immune. And it's rather strange that it never came to the subcontinent. I did hire an escort, did have mercenaries. Take care. Needs a few more ships. But here they come. Yeah, why not? Oh yeah. Big time. That, my friends, is a trade, but we could still make a couple of more of those, which, in fact, I'll become a trade master in a Portugal bloodline in no time. In fact, just before the war starts, let's do that. All over certain areas. 88. 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 96, 97. Yeah, we might as well do that right now. 98, 99. And one more for here. 100. Yeah, I know. It's kind of, you know, some would say a bit too easy because you've had... Listen. Before I will forge this golden bloodline, which is basically... That episode was largely about it. Look at you. You own 2 provinces, although you had slightly more. Woodcutter's Lodge. And then you got good with the spices plant. The steel furnace. And then when you decide to expand it there, there's a flax field there. And then when you decide to held Rakakonda, more spices. What more could you ask? You just made all these great gains for yourself. Oh, and don't forget it. Oh, no. You're thinking of some other place. You just had so much lumber, you don't know what to do with them other than just give it away. So I'll become recognized as one of the greatest and wealthy merchants who have ever lived. Well, under the age 45 and a drunk, so... And as an architect who is currently building this magnificent garden, I would say. Sure. So you spent 500 assets, nearly all of them. Becomes known as a founder of Bloodline. Burger tax up, trading company. Ignore most of the size requirements and rank up at half the cost. Unlock offer to buy goods for non-members. So here it is, the golden blood of Rudranarayan the Just. Samrat Rudranarayan, a merchant without peer, able to sell sand to desert dwellers. Lady Luck will certainly continue to watch over his descents. So yeah, I'm a descendant of the Pala, and a descendant of the champion blood of Rajaganesha, and now Rudranarayan, another one of the greats. But that's not how we're going to end this episode. We will end at least, like we just can't end an episode without some action. So we need to fight at least just one war. And I got so much money, I don't know what to do with it other than, well, upgrade every building you see. Because we want a stronger military, you know? Have a lot of cavalry. And some training grounds. Don't forget about those. Training grounds means faster reinforcing. Yes, I noticed some things. Ever since I added some lumber there, it actually makes the buildings a lot faster. Oh, I remember another thing. That plague that gave me a bit of a curiosity. Expanded sick house and separated wards in Mugget. Sorry, kept you waiting. Wait one. Now, let me go to the market before I go to, well, tiger hunt and then market. And I will write about managing realm. Asia Minor ravaged by the plague. The atmosphere at court has grown tense as word of the plague raging in Asia Minor is reaching me. To further disturb the people, the story is circulating. Survivors speak of a cursed ship carrying living corpses come to recruit for their captain of death. The myth is lent more credibility each time a coast city succumbs to the pandemic. While the world is sick, India is in a golden age, at least in the Gupta Empire. And those foreigners out west would speak of the riches of Hindustan. Oh, finally, after many tiger hunts of many generations, it's not like tigers went extinct, but there's a large tiger that's spawned ahead. I don't know if that's a good idea, but bring his soldiers forward. Let's corner and kill it. The hunting party edges forward, encircling the area and closing on the tiger. The beast discovers the trap too late and tries to run. But the hunters close in from all sides, stabbing with their spears. The tiger roars wildly as its life's blood spills over the ground. We killed the tiger. And on that same day, the social life of the camp is an important part of the tiger hunt. Late at night, after many cups of wine, of course, I sit and talk at the small hours and having a good time, so we made a new friend. It's the Pujari of Gaia. Forced labor? What are you doing to these migrants? You cruel man. But yet, you're my best friend. Now to war. Doesn't matter. Got him surrounded. I'm in charge. I'd like to swing my Shamsir a few more times. Colorful rain. Is that so? Success. In the Madrasa of Cairo. The Muslim ruler of Cairo has instituted a center of learning model on the House of Wisdom in Baghdad. This will be a great attractor to the scholars in that part of the world. Let's see where this goes. Oh, by the way, have you subjugated Malwa yet? Not yet. He's working on it. If you run out of money, I'll be willing to give it to you so you can get mercenaries. Many years of my life have been spent dedicated to the Great Trade League, performing missions and tasks in the interests of the Order and its Guildmaster. All that effort's now been rewarded. As I become the new Guildmaster, my fellows now look to me for leadership and guidance. And leadership and guidance I shall provide. Middle East ravaged by the plague. An ominous shadow looms over the regions of the Middle East, as the plague has left little but tragedy in its wake. The reports are scarce, but upon hearing the tales of lone refugees walking the roads, often the sole survivor of a family, the hearts of many are torn as wide. Would Brahma allow this to happen? No more restlessness. Although we gotta end this war quickly, otherwise it's gonna come back. Love donations. Is there anyone a siege master? No. Bunch of organizers, myself included. Three more holdings. We'll have the objective under full control, and then we'll deal with them one more time. Simply for the sake of it. Walking around the market with Polo overheard merchants talking about how wolves in the surrounding area have become more daring lately, attacking their men on the roads and killing animals in many farms. Have some people put warning signs about the wolves. A sack of grain. Bhairav Singh. You're a skilled tactician. Better than Padma Singh, honestly. Which means +1 in a few other skills. Now I'm going to send you to the Imperial Academy for further education. And if you do very well on your education, then I might designate you as the heir. Keyword might. Hurry up. We have the objective full, so let's win this battle, and then it's curtains for them. A construction overseer on my magazine garden just told me a worker fell in the hole while digging and found some bones. It seems some kind of old grave. It's probably an ancient tomb. Explore with caution. Well, Patliputra is an ancient city. The Magadha is an ancient region. After some digging, a big stone appeared, blocking an entrance. When the workers removed the stone, an old tomb was discovered, with a small quantity of silver and gold objects in it. It's all mine! The Gupta bureaucracy is a thing that sometimes has a life of its own. While it's needed to run the empire, sometimes things just get lost within the labyrinthine rules and corrupt practices, such as my tax, for instance. What? Just when we found ancient treasures, and then somebody stole my money. Because that slight imperial decay had something to do with it. Ooh, severely injured. I hope he dies, so that way the peace treaty will expire, and then we'll get another crack at him. The Raj of Sinhala, all yours, just to make you happy. Actually, he's strong. He'll live through the severe injury. And oh my goodness. Why did I not notice that it's these guys again? Yeah, it's that man. Son of a beeswax. Whatever you do not go to this way. Go around. And that includes you too. By the Buddha, don't go that way. We will conclude this episode as soon as we deal with these raiders. I guess you. This is what I get for being greedy. That province just can't get itself a break. Africa ravaged by plague. Death is haunting the continent of Africa as the plague is spreading among its inhabitants. Blackened bodies lay rotting in the sun and the stench is unbearable. Many have fled the larger settlements, but the epidemic follows the bodies floating down the Nile and the Niger. Hey, here's some more points. This way. Actually, go now. Crush them. I want to be there for all of this. Come with me, son. It's time to give you your first instance of combat. I groomed you to perfection, but you must prove yourself to me if you are the man for the job. In the middle of the battle, Cat sat aboard wearing the same colors, just as I am. I noticed the fierce expression on his face when he struck down, feel a pang of guilt. Realized how much he reminded me of my son Hari Singh. Must remember to tend to our wounded. Oh, we don't have a truce with the Nazimid anymore. So in that case, turn this way. How you doing on that front? Almost there. And it'll come to the Empire, then... Oh yeah, I forgot that part. Gujarat's now gone to this way. But big gains first. So turn this way. We will end the episode on January. These bastards are still around. As much as we like to chase them down and destroy them. And all that. And very, very soon, this wonder will be complete in the next episode. So we hope you enjoyed. Well, panic is rising as the plague reaps its victims across Southern Europe. Peasants and nobles alike have gathered in the churches to pray for mercy from their god, even the great Romans who come littered with corpses. Many fear that the taint is sent by him as punishment for the people's sins. And with that kind of somber note or whatnot, well, now it's starting to go away. That part. Rise of Ghaznavids. Okay, we'll end the episode on that note. A former Turkish mercenary and slave soldier is on the rise in the land of the Afghans. This subject, a zealous man who loathes infidels, seems on intent of creating an empire to rival the caliphs of old. He's just finished the crushing Caliph al-Musta'id in the brutal war. Tens of thousands of fierce tribesmen have gathered under his banner. Oh my goodness. A Sogdian. Not Turkish. Distinguished, formidable fighter, adventurer. He just took him out. And he's kind of bordered with us. He's got Kalat under his watch. So he sent out 50,000 men to defeat them. Sogdian. Levantine, Afghan, Balok, Kurdish, mostly an Iranian. Ghaznavid, the conqueror. So there he is, despite the fact that he is not Turkish nor Persian. He's the founder of the Ghaznavid dynasty. In his youth, lived as a slave, but later in life, came to rule a mighty kingdom which has expanded towards India, as he did historically. Now we have a new potential rival in our midst, but he may have to fight against smaller nations first before he turns his attention this way to the Indus. What a troubled region that is. And that's all I gotta say about that. And we will send a caravan in the next episode. So we will fight against the Nazimids and the possibility of a brand new threat that's coming to here. Even though it's plague-ridden and he's in seclusion, so he's not going to do much for now. Everybody's in seclusion. Which means it's going to take a brave act of resistance to deal with this Ghaznavid threat. This is the era of the Turkic conquerors. The Seljuks have yet to appear, but one day they might. But he could change his culture to either this or this. He ain't gonna be Persian, as it's nearly been driven out. But anyways, we hope you have enjoyed this episode, which was quite interesting, and the plague never came to the Indian subcontinent, which means, yep, we're still living in a prosperous golden era, so to speak, under Rudranarayan, the just, the drunk, the man, and his well-educated children. Well, he's still a student, if he can get rid of his lisp and his envy and his greed. Then we get to talk. And so until then, so long for now.